time now is 1:21 p.m. on March 14th. Day 6, day 7 of spring break, day 7. Um, I slept from 4:45 um, to 1, woke up naturally without an alarm, hell yeah. But it's not enough sleep. Like, I can tell if I get a full 9 hours of sleep and I wake up after that, I would be fully refreshed. But now I'm still a little bit away from that. But yeah, fuck. I planned to go to bed at 3:30 and I ended up going to bed at 4:45. I think editing and coloring with Cliff yesterday took way more time than I thought it would. And that sort of threw a wrench in my plan because I planned to do all these things like film a review edit, all these things, watch all these things. I finished most of those things though. I did film a review. I didn't watch 5 episodes of Evangelion. I skipped around, but I did watch them. It's fine. It's a rewatch, so I can skip around a little bit. It's not the important episodes, anyways. I did watch The Last Temptation of Christ, the first 50 minutes. I'm gonna watch the rest today, plus another helping of Evangelion episodes. I just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So today I also plan to watch The Wailing, which is a Korean horror film, but I simply cannot, you know, stuff another film today, given that I already have so much to watch today, plus the watch party with Jonathan and his friend. So I have to push that to another day. I keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And then tomorrow I'm going to Santa Barbara. Um, I'm planning to watch another 5 episodes of Evangelion and My Lucky Star, even though originally I planned to watch nothing, but I just kept pushing it. So yeah, today I'm going to just chill for the most part. Jonathan and his friend is gonna come, and we're gonna try to connect the PS4 to the TV, and yeah, play some Blu-rays. Yeah, which is very fucking exciting. Finally, after since December, I've been collecting these, or since November, I've been collecting these, and finally there are gonna be some answers to these Blu-rays, which is very exciting. Um, yeah. And another thing is Jonathan can drive me to Target where I'm gonna buy a cabinet and a toilet paper stand. Yeah, it's gonna be nice and chill. Also, last night I did some research on Santa Barbara. Truly, there's nothing to see there. There's nothing to see or do there. It's kind of a boring place. I'm gonna do even more research today to see if there are any interesting spots. But I did some research last night, and it's always the same few things. There's the seaside where you can find seafood, lobster rolls that are $32, but hopefully it's worth it. Um, you know, and there are a couple of historic sites that you need to pay to get in. There's a mission church that you need to pay $25. $25 just to look at some cool Catholic stuff. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. There's another courthouse place that's free, so I think I'm going to go there instead. But yeah, it is kind of a boring spot. Like, I wish there's something cool with it, but no, it's just very small and boring. I also thought about going to UC Santa Barbara, but that is very far away from the downtown. I don't think going there is a good idea. I just want to like walk around and maybe go to somewhere off the beaten path and just maybe go to a park and relax or something. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a stupid idea. Maybe spending so much money to Santa Barbara is a stupid idea after all because I'm going there just to spend some money just to come back when I can sleep the whole day and chill. But then at the same time, it's my third spring break. I have to go somewhere, right? It's my third freaking spring break. Yeah. The first spring break, I went to Chinatown by myself. The second spring break, I didn't go anywhere. But during the Japan trip, I did go to Takasaki all by myself. So if I can do that, then Santa Barbara should be a piece of cake because I speak English. You know, like if Takasaki was super easy for me, then this should be like nothing. That's difficulty is not the question. The question is it worth it? Takasaki was worth it because that place is beautiful. I don't know how about this one though. I think I'm more excited about the food than actual sightseeing because there's this Mesa Cafe that seems like a cool place. There's the ice cream store. It's a chain store and it also exists in LA. It's just, you know, yeah, I want to have some ice cream, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm still going. So yeah, and the bus tickets are not that expensive. Um, there's a very cheap bus ticket that's $15 too, and then return there's $32, but I have to return extremely late. Um, yeah, but but yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Nothing else. I originally planned to film a review and stuff. I just can't. I'm just gonna try to finish the movie. I'm gonna buy the ReZero Season 2 Blu-ray. And yeah, hopefully Chungking Express Criterion Blu-ray gets cheaper somehow. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Also, a couple of lesser important things. The frying pan, I used it for the first time last night. Fucking A. Very good. Second of all, I told Naja that I basically picture locked. So yeah, we're gonna work together in person next Thursday. So far, you know, to be confirmed. But yeah, we're gonna try to meet up in person and just, you know, work on the soundtrack together, which is very nice and exciting and intriguing. I'm doing post sound for my short film. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, this is what I've been playing. Ghost of Tsushima, Metal Gear Solid, Siren, Overwatch.
How's Siren?
Imagine I find out this is the day that my disk drive broke.
If it was real, it would have said like DVD 873, something like that.
Is this the one that has the black and white color rate at the very beginning?
I don't know. This is the original one. This is not the Criterion one. I had to get this because I don't like the Criterion one. The Criterion coloring of the Fallen Angels. Oh.
Not the 60 frames per second interpolation.
Oh,
Not the 4K upscaling.
I can fix that.
Oh yeah, I think I just asked. Do you know if Andy's still living at his dad's house?
He is.
Oh, okay.
How you know it's legit.
The memories of murder.
The memories of murder.
기타 관련 법률에 의해 보호되며 가정에서 사적인 용도로만 시청하실
Oh,
수
that
있습니다.
tell you. Really good horror film that's from Spain. I want to show you guys. Oh yeah, Funimation always puts like these
Yeah.
ad intros.
They advertise themselves.
Oh.
But that's fine.
Oh, we're immediately starting with episode 1.
Wait a minute, I remember this.
It's very artsy.
They show us the first episode?
Yeah.
Or we could do the combo Chinese room spot, or I'll get Bali. Did you want to play?
Oakley. Time now is 12 at midnight exactly. Yeah, I just finished dinner. Yeah, so today was quite interesting, I'd say. You know, nothing revelating and challenging, but quite nice actually. It's a nice day. So after waking up, I really didn't have a lot of time to do anything. All I did was I went to Crunchyroll.com, Crunchyroll store, and I bought ReZero. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just buy ReZero. It's a really good deal, by the way. $67, fine. After taxes, it's $74, but still $74 for 679 minutes worth of runtime. That is about $3 per episode. And that's about $0.1 per minute, which is very cheap. And it's definitely one of the cheaper anime Blu-rays I've ever bought, considering that this is the only anime Blu-ray I've bought that is not out of print, minus the Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. Anyways, so I bought that, and then very soon at around 3:40-ish, Jonathan texted me, he's here. Boom. So, yeah, so he and his friend came. So his friend's name is Sam. It's a tall black dude with glasses, but he's really quiet. And he's a really nice guy. He's also very much into writing horror. He's a huge anime fan, which is great. He likes Criterion, also great. He also likes a lot of music, which is also great. So, you know, obviously there's a lot of common ground between us. But yeah, right off the bat, Jonathan grabbed his PS4 and the PS4 controller and the HDMI cable, and I brought out a bunch of Blu-rays that I wanted to test, and here we go. It's a little bit awkward because I told them to take off their shoes, and I also took off my shoes, but my roommates never do that, or at least some of my roommates never do that. So it's I don't know, it's a little awkward, and I wore my socks for the most part, and now my socks is insanely dirty. But anyways, and I also sat on the couch. I don't think I've ever really sat on the couch before. I think I forgot, but I sat on the couch and I put my Blu-rays there, and I was like, oh, the couch is dirty. Anyways, my OCD is triggering, even though I don't have OCD. My my germophobia is showing. I'm not gonna misuse mental disorder terms. Anyways, so we tested the Blu-rays. First things first, Fallen Angels. That's the most important one. And oh my god, it actually worked. And then I proceeded to test out a bunch more. Like I tested out Drifting. It worked. I tested out Memories of Murder, which is another Blu-ray that I was really scared that it's not going to work. It worked. It even had English subtitles. And then I tested out Attack on Titan. It worked. I tested out Bakemonogatari. It also worked. And It sucks that the Attack on Titan special features don't have it's a commentary by the English voice actors. I thought it would be a commentary by the Japanese voice actors, but no. Or maybe it is in there. I just didn't know. But oh my god, they all freaking worked. It's crazy. And you know, sometimes I have 20 Blu-ray, not discs, but 20 Blu-ray sets now. And a set can be one disc, a set can be multiple discs, but I have 20 Blu-rays now. Sometimes I look at my shelf and I think it's 20, it's a lot, but also it's not a lot. But then when you play it, you realize that there's so much material. Like, I have so much material now. So, yeah. So anyways, at around 6, so time really flew. At around 6, we're like, okay, you know what, let's go out and go to Target to buy stuff. So, we went to Target at USC Village and got myself a cabinet and a toilet paper stand. Boom, shaka, laka. I don't know why I said that. Boom! I got him! And they're both very light. I like this cabinet. It's only $15 and it's insanely light and it can hold a lot more stuff because that's so much more surface area I can put things on. So this is amazing. And then in the meantime, Jonathan and Sam were hungry, so we thought of going to a restaurant, but we ended up going to Panda Express. And I didn't want to eat anything because I want to save money. Also, I ate a really good lunch. It was rice with a piece of Korean beef with some Korean spinach from a box, with some leftover apple pear soup. I finished all the soup. It's been a while since I've had a lunch that's this nutritious and this much. Like, sometimes lunch for me is just half a bread and some potato chips, or like something silly, like half a burrito and then like a chocolate, but like today lunch felt like an actual lunch for the first time in a long time. But yeah, anyways, so we walked all the way to Panda Express, and then Jonathan bought me a drink because I told him, oh, I'm just gonna get something to drink. I thought to myself, actually I can get a snack, but at the end Jonathan's like, oh no, I got you bro. So he gave me a cup and he's like, oh, just, and I'm like, okay, thank you. So I got a drink and we sat down and we talked, and then afterwards we came back and I tested out a couple more Blu-rays. I tested out my Criterion. The first Criterion I tested out is, of course, In the Mood for Love. In fact, that's the only one I tested out, but oh my god, it looks beautiful. We didn't even watch the movie itself, we just looked at the special features, all the trailers. There's a lot of different deleted scenes and footage. It's like, wow, so much is packed into one disc. And then yeah, we played PTU by Johnny To, and I was scared because it's a very Hong Kong film and it's a very local film. Like, not a lot of people outside of Hong Kong know about it. So, but both Jonathan and Sam, a Latino and a black guy from LA, also enjoyed it. They were like, oh wow, it's really good. So, yeah, and then after that, it's already 10 fucking p.m. So I'm like, okay, thank you, bye. So I proceeded to cook myself dinner, which is a fusion of Korean, Cantonese, and Western food. Honestly, it's the Korean pork belly and penne pasta and cabbage, carrots, garlic fried. But food is food. I'll eat whatever there is in front of me. So, feeling good, feeling nutritious. And I'm ready for tomorrow. So, this morning, aside from the ReZero Blu-ray, I also ordered the bus tickets. Turns out, it doesn't need to be that complicated. So last time I went to Mexico, it was insanely complicated because I had to go to Union Station. So I had to take a bus and then take a train and blah, blah, blah. This time around, it's way easier. There's a bus stop. There's a FlixBus bus stop near USC. All I need to do is go there. And I can go there by taking the bus that I always take, which is 38. So I'm going to wake up at 9 tomorrow, which is not that bad. I thought I would have to wake up at 6 and all that. I'll wake up at 9, 9:20, I'll hop onto the bus, 9:30-ish I'll be there. And then around 10:20, the bus will appear. Actually, I don't even need to wake up. Like, I don't even need to leave that early. Anyways, 10:20, the bus will go. 2 hours, it's gonna arrive at Santa Barbara, which is about the same distance as LA to San Diego, anyways. So I'll arrive at Santa Barbara at 12:45. First thing first, I'm gonna take another bus to the east side or the west side of Santa Barbara, to the Mesa side, to eat at the Mesa Cafe. And then if I have a little extra time, I'll walk around. But otherwise, I'll immediately get my ass back to downtown Santa Barbara, near downtown, and I'll go to the courthouse, which is free. Take a lot of photos, film a lot of videos, and then I'll walk around. There's an old mission, which is like this Catholic church, but I'm not gonna go there because it is even farther away, and again, it's very expensive. There's a nice rose garden, but I'm not gonna walk half an hour just to look at some roses. That's stupid. What I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna walk southward, towards the low State Street. The State Street is a giant street that runs through Santa Barbara. I'm gonna walk down that. Apparently, there's a lot to see, and I reserved maybe 2.5 hours there. Honestly, I have a lot of free time. In the meantime, I can like go to find ice cream, like McConnell Ice Cream Company or whatever. And then afterwards, at around 6:30-ish, I'm gonna walk all the way to the Shellfish Company and hopefully eat a lobster roll there, drink Shirley Temple. It's been a while. March, the fish and chips at Santa Monica thing was March last year. It's been a whole year, since I've tried the Shirley Temple drink. But yeah, I'm gonna go there. Hopefully, it's not like a reserved seats kind of situation, but it is a very touristy spot right there. But hopefully, I can get a seat. It's gonna be a little awkward too because I'm solo traveling, but it's okay. And then I'll have dinner there, and then afterwards, I'm gonna walk all the way back to downtown, which it takes about 20 minutes ish. I'm a fast walker, anyways. And at 9:55, the bus will take off and go back to LA. It's a little confusing because the final destination could be UCLA or Union Station. And I almost picked the wrong one that goes to UCLA. Arrives at UCLA at 11:55 p.m. Yeah, I'm picked. Thankfully, I double checked and I chose the bus that, or more like the ticket that brings me to downtown LA, Union Station. Honestly, it's probably the same bus, and it's both $32. Anyways, so at around 12 after midnight, maybe 12:20, I will have arrived at Union Station. Very late, I know. Call an Uber there or Lyft, come back home, and then I'll take a shower, I'll watch some movies because I have to, and then I'll go to bed. Simple as that. Saturday, I can sleep in the whole day. That's it. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. It's weird because it's a solo traveling, yet I'm planning really hard. I think I'm planning this even harder than I've planned Takasaki, because for Takasaki, it was just like half a day, honestly. Honestly, it was a few hours. Takasaki was like 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. It was like a 4-hour trip, but this one I'm planning quite hard, because I know I'll be spending more time there and I'll be eating 2 meals there. So yeah, I'm ready to get belly full of good food. I'm gonna charge my camera to make sure the battery's all up. I'm charging my portable charger now, but I think it's already full. I'm gonna make sure everything works well, and excited for tomorrow. Excited to sleep on Saturday as well, and then on Sunday we have the end of Evangelion. So, whew, 시발. Alright, time now is 9:14 a.m. in the morning on March 13th. Yeah. It's actually March 15th. March 15th, and yeah, I went to bed at 4:40, and yeah, woke up at 9, 10. So, yeah. Day 8 of spring break. I originally planned to go to bed at 2:30, but you and I both know that that's impossible. But even going to bed at 4:40, which by the way, minus daylight savings is actually 3:40, so it is an improvement. But I have to try even harder. Like, I'm gonna sleep early tonight, I swear. And hopefully for the rest of my life. Yeah. I couldn't immediately fall asleep. I don't know why. I'm actually kind of pissed about that. I'm a little bit pissed about not being able to fall asleep immediately. The drying machine was still going because I forgot to dry my clothes. Maybe it's the stress about tomorrow. I just couldn't fall asleep immediately. I was just having trouble, like, falling asleep, which is so stupid. So yeah, I actually feel very sleepy right now. Maybe I'll sleep on the bus, just like the Mexico trip. I'll just fall asleep on the bus, I wake up and boom, I'm at Santa Barbara. Part of me is thinking, this is so stupid. Why am I spending hundreds of dollars just going to some random spot and like not even enjoying it, At least for Japan, it was a very worthwhile trip because it's fucking Japan. But Santa Barbara is actually kind of a bullshit place. I don't know. I'm so tired and sleepy. Yeah, at least I wake up at 9 and not even earlier than that, But yeah, I didn't fall asleep until a while later. But yeah, I haven't even packed. I guess I don't really need to pack, but yeah, I haven't really packed at all. I'm gonna do that this morning. Should be easy, quick and simple. And yeah, I think I'm ready. I still don't know how to take buses in Santa Barbara. I did some research last night, and apparently you can just use a credit card, which seems kind of crazy. But I'm gonna bring some cash and some coins just in case it doesn't work. But hopefully it does. And yeah. Yeah. So hopefully the plan goes right. Hopefully I don't miss the bus to return to LA. Especially the bus, actually, because if I miss this one, then it's over. Then it's fucking over, basically. I cannot miss this one. I have to be on board for this one. I think it's gonna be easy. It's the same address. Like the bus parking lot is the same address, so I should be okay. And I'll be back home after midnight. At 1-ish. And then I'll have a little extra time to like watch a movie and, I'm impressed that I was able to finish The Last Temptation of Christ last night, but immediately after that, I basically couldn't do anything else. I have to immediately take a shower and go to bed. I did edit my college video just a little bit, but only for a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I had a dream, I think.
Downtown LA.
Where the hell is this? I feel like I'm going to the wrong direction. Okay, I think it's this one, but I'm not sure because I'm not seeing any buses here. I am kinda scared actually. If I miss this one, I'm basically screwed. I can't keep missing buses because that is not cool. No, I don't have bags. My stomach is kind of hurting actually. I don't know if it's because I'm hungry or if the ride was so bumpy. I feel really sleepy. I don't know what's going on. But welcome to Santa Barbara.
The employee was something much more extra Verizon. So I got it on a phone.
This shows that much anther.
I'm gonna go to the public restroom real quick. Hopefully it doesn't stink. If it does, I'm gonna vomit. Yeah. Oh, right here. Okay, thank you. I think I'm good. Bruh, a whole hour late. I've been standing here for a whole hour. You've gotta be fucking kidding me. You've gotta be fucking kidding me. Bro, it's 1:20 a.m. in the morning. You're fucking kidding me. Bro. This is a huge bro moment right here. God, it's so cold. Jesus Christ. It was so hot earlier today. Alright, so time now is 1:41 a.m. I finally returned home. Yeah, it's, how many hours has it been? 15, 16 hours, I think. Yeah, it's been 16 hours. Fuck. I could have gone home like a whole hour earlier. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna directly sleep, even though I plan to watch a movie tonight. I'm probably not gonna directly sleep. I'm probably actually gonna watch something. Yeah. Alright, time now is 2:46 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I just finished taking a shower. I'm tired as fuck. I'm just gonna quickly talk about my Santa Barbara journey today, and then I'm just gonna, like, watch Evangelion, and then I'll go to bed. So, yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much, because most of my thoughts and comments on my experience in Santa Barbara is already on camera in the main vlog anyways. But, yeah, it's nice. Like, in a parallel universe, I would be staying at home. I would be able to sleep in and do the laundry and be chill, yes, but I would be missing out on an experience, and whether good or bad. And honestly, today, my experience in Santa Barbara is not bad. Not great either. It's not like a very great place that I have to visit. It's not like Tokyo. You know how I went to a day trip to Takasaki, and I also pretty much did some solo traveling for a majority of Asakusa and Akihabara. I had to go there. Like, that was a place that I really needed to go. Whereas Santa Barbara is some place that I wasn't even that interested in the first place, but I still wanted to go because I wanted to go somewhere. And yeah, as expected, it's kind of just like a mid place. It's a cool, nice, gentrified area that has a very beautiful blend of Spanish colonial architecture and Wild West Californianisms. And it's nice. The sunset is beautiful. I also really like the seafood, but otherwise, it's a pretty boring place. Mesa Cafe was definitely okay. So, waking up early and heading to the USC Flixbus bus stop, easy peasy, no problemo. I almost freaked out, scared that I couldn't find the bus station. Turns out the bus station is right in front of me. And I got onto the bus, and the bus immediately left. Thank God I was there. And I did fall asleep on the bus. I would listen to music quite a bit, but I did fall asleep near the end. And then boom, here I am at Santa Barbara, and similar to going from Hong Kong to Shenzhen, it's like this feels like Hong Kong, but different. A lot of the things are similar, like the layout and the malls. I'm talking about Hong Kong, you know, the MTR/subway, but it also feels very different, you know, uses different bricks, uses different guardrails, different fonts in road signs. The road signs have different colors, the roads are different sized. Similarly, Santa Barbara is like that, but even closer, because Hong Kong and Shenzhen is separated by a Hong Kong-China border. But Santa Barbara is literally the closest city, quote-unquote city, to LA. And I say quote-unquote because it doesn't even feel like a city, it just feels like a town, you know? This might as well be just another version of Yunlong, you know? This is more like the difference between Yunlong and Hong Kong Island. Yeah. Mesa Cafe was really good. Thank God my credit card worked on the bus, by the way. Thank God that worked. So that worked really well. And that's a system that I wish LA buses could adopt. Because I'm not going to pay $1 bill in cash every fucking time, okay? Mesa Cafe, really good. The service was really nice. I thought it's gonna be like packed with people, because it's like a tourist spot, but no, it just feels like a regular cafe. I sit down. It's a little awkward at first because it's been a while since I've gone to a restaurant alone, and there's always something kind of miserable about it. And I try not to look at people, and I try not to like enjoy myself too much. But then, yeah, I mean, last time I went to a restaurant alone was Stout Burger in USC Village. But if you don't count that, I think, when was the last time? I don't know, it's a while ago. Really, it's a while ago. I know. Throwback to Film 31, when I would, every single Wednesday, I would just go to Carl's Jr. or Sansai Japanese Grill and just eat there. Like, I'm like, well, if I can do that, then this is fine, And also, I look at other people and I see, oh, there are other people who is also solo. So I'm not the only one. But I do stand out because I'm like one of the few Asian people there. If there are Asians there, they're tourists. So it's kind of weird that just random Asian kid who speaks very fluent English would just show up and just order food perfectly fine. It's kind of crazy how I just like, if you ask any other Hong Konger to go to a random restaurant and just order food, even so, it would be a little bit difficult because, what the fuck is a hash brown? But I was able to like order something I really want and eat it and then paid it. And then I missed the bus, but that was like nothing. I'm glad I missed the bus low key, because if I didn't, I would have even more extra time to kill. So yeah, I took the bus to Courthouse, walked around. It's not bad, cool architecture. The highlight of the courthouse is really the observation deck. Otherwise, it's just okay. I left the courthouse. I found some Cantonese speaking tourists, which was kind of a cool thing. I went down State Street, and that shit is boring as fuck. It's just nothing but bars and clothing stores. It's like as gentrified as it gets. So I just sat down and just wrote script for like 40 minutes, and then I ordered some ice cream and came back to that seat and just chilled for another 20 minutes. Yeah, and then continued to walk down. Also, my stomach was hurting on the bus in the beginning. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of hunger, or maybe I genuinely shouldn't have eaten something. Anyways, went to the beach. There's a sunset. Some guy asked me to take a picture of him proposing to his girlfriend and kissing, which is very ironic because I was just talking to my camera about relationships. But the sunset was really beautiful. It was really nice. And then I went to the wharf, Stearns Wharf, and I went to the restaurant. Oh, Jesus. Went to the restaurant, Shellfish Company, which, again, touristy spot. A lot of people lined up. But it didn't take as much time as I thought it would. I thought it would take a whole ass hour. Turned out it only took 10-15 minutes. Went in, and again, it's even weirder in a spot like this to go solo. I checked the name list when I wrote down my name and said I'm one person. There are a couple people who's going solo, but most people are going in groups because obviously this is a fun family place or a fun dating spot and nothing else. Or friends go together, right? But I'm fucking miserable. So I went there solo, ordered crab cakes. It was just okay. And then I walked all the way back to the bus stop. And I sat at a little room, a waiting room. And I also almost fell asleep in that room. I don't know why. There's something about that room. It's just the perfect temperature. I just immediately fell asleep. And then it's 9:55. I went outside. Turns out the bus is late. And some Amtrak staff came out and said, oh, the bus will come in 20 to 30 minutes. I'm sorry, it's late. So 20 to 30 minutes have passed. No bus. And then the Amtrak staff was like, oh, it'll come soon in 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, nothing. So we kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, a whole hour later, at 10:50-ish, the bus finally showed up. So, yay, we hopped on the bus. I also almost fell asleep, but less so. It was comfortable, but also I just listened to music. But yeah, we went back to LA, and as expected, the entire trip was exactly 1 hour late. Went to Union Station, called an Uber, came back, yay. In the morning, I actually had some cleaned clothes, just a little bit, some clean socks and undershirt and a clean small towel in the drying machine that I forgot to take out. And I was hoping that by the time I come home, it will still be in there, even though, of course, one of my roommates are definitely going to take it out by their bare hands and put it somewhere dirty, because that always fucking happens. The moment I look away from the dryer, that shit happens. And of course that happened. But thank God, it's not a lot of clothes. But for the socks and the undershirt, they touched the couch. It's dirty now, so I'm gonna rewash it. The small towel, fine. I won't rewash it. It's a little annoying, but fine. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Nothing else. Another thing is movies. I'm planning to watch so many movies. It's basically impossible. So I plan to watch My Lucky Star tonight, plus 6 Evangelion episodes, and then watch 8 Evangelion episodes tomorrow, plus the Marvels, and then on the 17th, the House of the 72 Tenants in the morning, and then watch the end of Evangelion in the afternoon. I'm doing all that so that A, the end of Evangelion would be my 1000th logged film. B, I would finish Evangelion before watching the end of Evangelion. But I keep pushing it and pushing and pushing it. It's impossible at this point because it's already real late. I need to fucking sleep. So my plan is, I just put my chair here. I'm gonna put my laptop here, and I'm gonna just binge watch the Evangelion episodes, like 6 of them maybe. I'm gonna skip around, so it's gonna be fun. And instead of watching films, I'm just gonna watch short films. That's like my final resort. I'm gonna bump up my Letterboxd logging count by watching short films. So I'm gonna watch My Lucky Stars tomorrow plus a short film, and then another short film on Sunday morning, which surely I'll be awake. One more thing is, last night I added the cabinet here. I forgot to show it on camera. Here it is. I tried for a whole hour. I tried to fit my cabinet in every position imaginable, which is this and that. I tried to put it here, but obviously it's just too much stuff here. It's blocking the door. It's blocking the closet. So I actually tried to get this blue luggage and slide it under the bed. Turns out it's impossible. A, the surface of the luggage is rubbing against my bed sheet, which is disgusting. Second of all, it doesn't even fit. There's a metal bar that's blocking it. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I guess I'll just leave it here. But then it's like too much. So finally, I grabbed a bunch of bags from here and just plopped some over here, plopped some over here, and then just shoved my new cabinet over here. So now my new cabinet is over here. Maybe not the best spot. We can do some adjustments, but that's pretty much it. My entire room is completely jam-packed. I have bowls and rice and electronic scales and umbrellas and bags under my bed. I have yoga mat here. My closet is completely packed. I have 2 tables completely packed. My cabinet, little drawer here, the thing on top. The boxes, all packed. Above the closet, all packed. I'm done. I cannot have any other furniture in this place. Anything more would just be detrimental. And I'm never gonna move ever again. This is it. So the room across me right now, room 5, the doors is open and the lights are on. I turned it off because that's a waste of electricity. But like, if somebody move in, please let it be like a hot Asian girl. Don't let it be some big dirty guy who shits in a bucket or something. Like Mina's roommate. If you still remember who she is. The fat Korean woman. I wonder how she's doing, but yeah. I will one day see Rachel and Ashley again. One day. If I get a girlfriend and lose my virginity and everything, after all that conundrum, then I'll see them. Right now I can't. Because it's like, I wouldn't say boss, I would just say that's like visiting an NPC before you've even completed a quest. So now visiting that NPC is pointless. Kind of feels like that. Not that Ashley and Rachel are NPCs, but they kind of are, to be honest. I mean, they go to raves and clubs and they vomit, and that's kind of what they do. But it's interesting. It's interesting in an anthropological sense, you know. Like, I'm very much not that kind of person, but it's good to have friends who do that shit. So culturally different. At the same time, we're similar. We're all Asians. I hope there's an Asian girl across my room. Please let it be happening. Alright, time now is 2:06 p.m. on March 16th. It's day 9 of spring break, the second to last day. We're also halfway through the month of March. Wow, time flies. So, yeah, slept from 4:10 to 1:30 basically. And it's really nice. It's a very well-deserved, thick, fat sleep. And I feel good. I feel rejuvenated. I feel alive. It's very nice. It's a shame that I still have to go to bed after 4 a.m. because last night I still have a lot to do. I watched 4 episodes of Evangelion, like I skipped through them, and then I'm like, fuck it, I have to sleep. So I just went to bed. But even after brushing my teeth, some shit begins to happen, such as, I accidentally bumped my shirt against this chair, which is sad because that's my pajama shirt. It's clean. So I have to wash it with soap and everything. And then now it's wet, and I don't like to go to bed with wet clothes. So I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just have to live with that. And then I realized, right, I have a hair dryer. So I'm like, well, this is the perfect time to test out my hair dryer. So I plugged it in to those couple wall sockets right above my toilet seat. Doesn't work. I don't know why. So I plugged it in to here, and it worked. So I just dried my clothes like right here. But it's so convenient. I love my hair dryer. This is my new favorite piece of technology because it just dries everything up, and it just blows everything up, like blows everything, you know. So yeah, and then it turns out I can use those wall sockets. I just need to reset the thing, which makes it way more convenient. So this morning, you see my hair being so clearly middle parted. It's because I used a hair dryer after washing my hair this morning. So it's still a little bit awkward, but that's because the sides are still sort of like puffing out. So I'm gonna like add some hair softener at the side and hopefully push my hair a little upward to give it a little volume, and I'm sure it's gonna look way better. But this is not bad. This is not bad at all. And yeah, I think I'm gonna just stay at home all day, every day again. And I very much have to. I have a bunch of shit to do, watch movies, short films. I have to, I want to change my bed sheets. It's been 3 months, so I kind of have to do that. Yeah, that's it. And not much else. I need to get back on my school stuff, do some homework, go look at some classes, write some emails to remind people that I need a job, and just stuff like that in general. And yeah, that's basically it. That's the plan for today. Santa Barbara was nice yesterday. It's a nice random detour, but honestly, it's just a blip. It's not like a really memorable vacation or anything. If anything, Santa Barbara is proof that I can literally go anywhere. and there's not going to be a lot of difficulty. To be fair, Santa Barbara is way easier to navigate around than, say, in a non-English speaking country, because I can speak English very well. But even so, if you drop me in the middle of Japan, I have Google Maps, I can understand a little bit of Japanese, I'm just gonna get around. So, it's just, I can do things, But yeah, I really don't have much else to say or talk about. I dreamed that I saw my primary school classmates again, and they're all like I recognize all of them, except for one person, but they all sort of like remember me, but they're all like, oh man, you've changed. I don't know. People change, The fact that if I go back to secondary school, and Natalie and, Kingsley, Hans, they probably won't recognize me anymore. Or they will, but, I will have a new hair, new persona. It's like, oh my god, you've changed. Let alone primary school, Like, I must be a total stranger to them. 100%. And that's okay. That's life. We all turn into strangers again and again. Yeah, nothing else to talk about. Alright, time now is 12:22 after midnight. Yeah. Nothing important happened today. Yeah, which is nice. I didn't leave the apartment. It's funny because, like, today's the only day in the entire spring break where I get to stay at my apartment the whole day. Which is kind of funny. Even though it didn't feel like it. Maybe it's because a lot of the times I left my apartment, it's always for something silly, like, go to Ralph's, or go to Taco Bell, or go to H Mart. But, yeah, not a lot happened today. I try my extreme best to be as productive as possible, but it's really tough. Maybe it's because I'm tired from yesterday's journey. But today afternoon was definitely took me a long time to do anything. I just get distracted constantly. I feel tired constantly. And yeah, I finished a movie, I filmed and edited a review, I did the laundry and washed my blanket right now. I only washed the bedsheet, my pillowcase, and the blanket. Not the whole thing. Like this, my mattress wrap, it's not going to be washed, which I know is questionable. It's been 3 months, but you know what? It's barely contacted with anything because I have another sheet on top anyways. And I'm washing my blanket right now, or drying it. But there's still a lot to be done, man. There's so much to be done. Like, I still want to work out. I want to draw if I have time. I want to, like, put hair softener on my hair. I want to, edit Japan vlog, edit college update videos, there's a lot to edit. Love and Death commentary video. I want to, what else is there to be done? Mop the floor, right. I want to mop the floor. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I could push those things to tomorrow as well. There's still Evangelion. I still haven't watched a single episode today. I wanted to watch it during dinner, but I didn't. I had a phone call with Thomas, and I was like, oh, another Thomas phone call. But Thomas actually said something really interesting. So for some reason, Thomas lately have been in a bit of an existential crisis, or maybe he's, in a self-discovery crisis. Last time, he texted me that he wants to change his name to something that sounds more Chinese instead of just Thomas. And today, he called me and he was like, oh, it's something urgent. And I'm like, okay, so what's this urgent thing that you were going to say? And he's like, so, do you think I should find who my biological parents are? It's kind of personal, so I'm asking you this, so should I? And I'm like, well, if I were you, I would be curious who they are. And, it's your identity, it's your story. So it's really interesting. And it somehow became probably one of the most interesting thing I've learned about in 2024 so far. and it's Thomas's backstory. It's kind of crazy because he's such a cardboard of a human being. Yet his backstory is actually so interesting, and he refuses to recognize how interesting his backstory is. But so back in 2018, he went back to China alone, all by himself. He was with a friend who speaks Mandarin, but tried to look for his biological parents. But he failed. He couldn't find them. He went back to the city that he was supposedly born in to find a bridge in the report, according to the orphanage, he was left under a bridge around the age of 2, a bridge called Gongnong Bridge. Apparently that bridge doesn't exist. And the orphanage isn't around anymore. It's been replaced by an elderly nursing home. And apparently, according to Thomas, the orphanage might be some sort of money laundering thing anyways. Like, they just accept children just to make money. And then I kept thinking, and I wanted to tell Thomas to actually go after this pursuit because the truth matters. It's interesting and it matters. And I told him, not to sound dramatic, but what if your real biological parents are out there right now and, you've been kidnapped and your biological parents are actually looking for you and they're alive and they're still looking for you, what if that's the case? And he's like, you know what, that's very likely the case because so he met this person or he somehow found out about this nonprofit organization who's apparently formed by a Mormon guy whose wife is Chinese, and the organization essentially helps people track down their relatives, specifically Chinese adoptees in America. But what was I gonna say? Yeah. So he took a couple DNA tests and it didn't lead anywhere. But he's thinking of doing another DNA test and giving it to that nonprofit organization. And somebody told him that 99.9% of all the orphans in China are usually the case of human trafficking. 99.9 seems like a very dramatic number, but I do believe that number is quite high, which means that it's likely that Thomas was actually a victim of kidnapping and human trafficking. He said that there's a chance that he may not even be from the province of Hunan. Maybe he's from somewhere like Guangdong. And he called me and he's like, well, if I ever have to go back to China and we're in some rural part, in some village, and they speak Cantonese, well, maybe I'll require your help. And I'm like, okay. But that's actually really interesting. And, this is like movie kind of interesting. I could make a documentary about this. This is really interesting and fascinating. So I went into kind of detective mode and I was like, okay, there's a bridge and then there's the orphanage. So these are the two clues that we're working with right now. And, maybe the bridge exists, maybe it doesn't. If it does exist, older people should remember that it exists. Or maybe it's not a bridge, maybe it just means something. Maybe it's like the John Doe of places. Like, multiple children are left under the same bridge, but it's just another way of saying they're left in somewhere else, or they're from somewhere else, who knows. So, another huge clue is the orphanage. There should be at least somebody who knows about this orphanage, who's worked in this orphanage, or at least another person who was a child who got submitted into this orphanage. In fact, Thomas's biological parents should have some recollection of where exactly that orphanage is. I mean, Thomas did go back to that orphanage and find out that it's a nursing home now, but still, there must be some information lying around. The easiest way to figure it out is to submit a DNA test and hopefully find a cousin or something. But China is fucking huge. I don't know. It's tough, but I'm interested. I'm fascinated now. I really want to know, where did he come from now? So it's really interesting, and it's moments like this that make me feel thankful that my ethnicity, that my roots are not that unclear. At the end of the day, I know I'm ethnically Chinese, and at least I sort of have an idea of where all four of my grandparents are, and where they're from. They're all from Guangdong province. But then, are they though? Who knows? Maybe I should dig deeper. Maybe the next time I see my grandma, I should ask more questions like, where exactly are you from, and what are your experiences as a child? Like there's so much to decipher actually for everyone, especially non-white people. I feel like white people in America generally don't have that much of a genealogical past, but and a lot of Chinese people do. Another realization is like Han Chinese is like the white person of China, which makes me kind of white in that sense. If Hakka is like the Jews of China, it's very interesting. It's very interesting, but there's probably a little Hakka in me as well, because my maternal grandma, her ancestral place is a Hakka majority county, and my maternal grandpa is maybe Hakka. I don't know. It's very interesting. So there's a lot to figure out. Anyways, the only other slightly noteworthy thing is okay, my blanket is drying. The only other slightly noteworthy thing is Jamie, the Chinese girl I met in USC, or a Chinese woman, has followed Leslie on Instagram. Leslie continues to invade USC, one Chinese girl at a time. Yeah, again, I still think that the likelihood of Leslie showing up and re-entering my life is low, way lower actually, but it still sucks. But whatever the case may be, hopefully I find a clique or some sort of group within the film circle in USC very soon, and hopefully I can, stay away from her is all. But yeah, and she's making these artsy Instagram posts. Like there's this word puzzle thing in the CMD campus where it's just bits of words typed out on a piece of paper and cut up so you can rearrange them. And she made this very shitty, cringy, I'm so sad, sad girl poem about she doesn't love me, and her eyes are like this, and pain and beauty and butterflies or whatever. Like it's so cringy. Get out, man, get out and touch some grass. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm actually really tired right now. I didn't. Yeah, that's all. Okay, time now is 12:03 afternoon on March 17th, the last day of spring break. I slept from 6 a.m. to 11:30, but I didn't get out of bed until 11:45 maybe. So yeah, last night was pretty fucked. Honestly, I tried my best to be as productive as possible, but obviously I can't because I just gave myself too much to do and I'm tired as fuck. Yeah, I did watch the short film, and I did watch Evangelion up until I think episode 21, but it's already like 4:15. It's already really late. So I'm like, fine. So I took my blanket out of the dryer, put it on my bed. It seems dry, and then I'm going to take a shower and then just sleep. So at 4:45 I went to bed. the blanket is wet. So I didn't realize it until I truly sleep under it. Then I realize it's still wet. And yeah, my new roommate is here, I guess. So I didn't realize it's wet until, like, it's slightly wet, and I thought, okay, I'll just sleep through it. But obviously I can't, because it's cold, and it's on top of me, and it's wet, and I hate it. So I'm like, fuck it. So I threw it back into the drying machine, and I waited for 45 more minutes. And it kept stopping, because the drying machine detects that it's dry. And I believed in it in the beginning, so it kept stopping for like 3 times. So I had to keep restarting the machine. But yeah, at around 5:30, I took the blanket back. And then I just slept, and it's much better, but some parts are still wet. And then the sleep itself is meh. I woke up like 4 times in the middle. Not a good sleep at all. So yeah, that's fucked up. Anyhow, yeah, today's the last day of spring break, and to celebrate that, I'll be watching the end of Evangelion. I'm gonna try to, like, go there earlier, like maybe 10 minutes earlier than the beginning time. But I checked, the bus routes either arrive 4 p.m. on the dot or like 2 p.m. Like, you cannot go otherwise, and I have to take 2 buses there. So if push comes to shove, I'll just call an Uber or Lyft and go there. It's worth it. I mean, it's fucking Evangelion. I mean, come on. And another thing is, it appears my new roommate is here. Some Mexican guy. Where's my hot Asian girl roommate? Where is she? This is not real, okay? This ain't real. Hopefully this passes. Hopefully this is like a short-term rent. Like, 1 month and then I'm out, you know? But, yeah. I texted Benny. Benny wanted to do a production meeting with me for his short film. Honestly, I'm busy as fuck, if you can't tell. I was already struggling yesterday, despite the fact that I had an entire day to myself. So it's basically impossible for me to take out my time today just to join some production meeting and hang out and be all haha, because there really is no space and time for that shit. So I texted him this morning saying I'm sorry, but I don't think I can make it. And Benny said, oh, it's a bit upsetting, but it's all good. And I'm like, okay. But even if I have time, I really don't want to produce Benny's short film because it's extremely complicated. It's even more complicated than Justin's short film, for fuck's sakes. And also, he's not a good producer, and he's gonna somehow mess this up. I can tell. And also, the dude fingered the girl I liked. You know, Objects in Mirror is like, that's it. After Objects in Mirror, I'm done. You know, I still like him as a friend, but, you know, if Tova has cut him off, and Ariel thinks he's lame, then I have every right to also think he's lame, you know. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna watch a short film and whatever, and then I also spoke with Zara a little bit last night, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's it. Alright, we're here. The Dash bus stop. I don't want to be late. Please show up, please. Welcome to downtown LA. This is the hotel we stayed in back in 2016 summer. Regal. This is it. Okay, this is it. I wonder what movie are we watching? Huh. Okay, I couldn't find my QR code, but thank God. I got my phone number and everything, and they confirmed it, so now I have the ticket. Fuck yeah. Oh my God, it's happening. Oh my God, I hope there are commercial ads. I hope there are ads. I don't want to miss anything. It's 89 minutes long. It's not started yet, thank God.
Here's for the first time ever.
OMG!
手を開いても構わん。そうだ、右の状況は内部との前列と情報回線が一方的に遮断されています。敵はまず
Alright, just finished watching the end of Evangelion. I'm waiting for my bus. Holy fuck, that movie is even crazier than I thought it is. Oh my god. Okay, I was gonna head home, but I thought to myself, well, I need some groceries, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy some stuff in H Mart while I'm at Koreatown. Yeah. Oakley dokley. Time now is 10:31 p.m. Yeah, on Marshmallow. Yes. Yes. So today is all right. I think it's a pretty fitting ending to the spring break. I woke up and I did what I have to do. I filmed Objects in Mirror commentary a little bit. Of course, I didn't finish it, but it's okay. I ate breakfast, I ate lunch, and then I left. I was scared that I was going to be late for the screening. I wasn't late. I was right on time. I got a physical ticket. I almost couldn't get in because it's so stupid. So I didn't receive any email after I purchased the movie ticket. Usually you get an email with a QR code, but I didn't. I don't know what to do. Also, I wanted a physical ticket anyways. So I went to a counter, and when I entered, I was already able to tell, okay, this is the end of Evangelion crowd. There were a couple people who are literally cosplaying, but that's it. Which is kind of sad. It's freaking downtown LA. Like, it's very populous region, but I feel like a lot of people watching this anime are new to anime, or maybe, just casual fans. I'm pretty casual too, honestly, but because I'm a fan of so many other animes. But anyways, it took a while, and also the signal is so slow. It's so fucking slow. But anyways, I got the physical ticket finally. I told them my phone number and my email. They confirmed it. I got the physical ticket. Went into the movie. Thank God there are trailers, and then watched the movie. And man, it's been a while. It's been like almost 2 months since I've seen a film at theaters. If you don't count all the times, I went to school and watched a movie. Yeah. Then this is the first time since Taipei Story / In Our Time. And damn, is this a good experience. I wish I sat more front so that it's more like a visceral experience. And I wish I'm like the only person in the theater. I'm sure my experience would be crazy too. But at last I watched it on a big screen, the end of Evangelion, and honestly, it's really good. It's amazing. pretty much lived up to my expectations. It didn't really completely. It did blow my mind, but it's not the kind of movie that will linger onto you and like. I guess it kind of does linger onto you, but it's just. It didn't have the same effect as Parasite did. I guess it's because when I watched Parasite, I was still younger. But it's still such a insane movie that it's pretty much one of my favorites at this point. Anyways, finished the movie, took a bus back home. I thought about taking an Uber, but you know what, screw it. I'll take a bus. And because the bus, originally I walked to USC and took a dash bus, so it's west. Yep. No, it's eastward and northward. And then when I went back home, it's westward and southward. And so I hit Koreatown, and I thought to myself, well, actually, I'm just gonna get off the bus, and I'm gonna go buy some stuff at H Mart because I need some stuff anyways. I need some pork slices, some vegetables for my noodles. I might as well get some tofu. I might as well, get some more food, some snacks, some dumplings. So I bought some food and then took a bus back home, and everything's fine. So that's pretty much it. I feel okay. I'm not gonna watch a movie tonight. I'm a little bit fed up with movies, honestly. My letterbox has reached 1,000, but yeah. So tonight I'm just gonna work out and fix my hair, mop the floor, and prepare for going back to school tomorrow. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So one thing is, this morning I finally saw my new roommate, who lives directly across my room. No, it's not a hot Asian girl. It's an old, bald Mexican guy. At first I was a little worried, but after speaking to him, he seems very nice. And, he's like, hey, I don't know his name yet, but I was like, hey, I'm Enoch, He asked me if there are any house rules. And I'm like, oh, I don't wear shoes in the apartment, but, it's whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll wear sandals. And then he asked me, and since he's here, I might as well explain the cabinets and the fridge. And he said he needs insulin pills, and he needs to keep them frozen. So I'm like, okay. So I cleared out a space in the fridge to let him, put his medication. So it's good that he seems like a disciplined guy. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would make a huge mess. But yeah, I do wish that it's a hot Asian girl, or at least a USC student who I can befriend and have advantages and shit, but it's fine, it's whatever. Someday somebody here will move out and it'll be a nice USC student. Someday at some point in the future, I have hope. But yeah, this is fine. Also, the room, for the last couple of days, the door for room 5 was open. So I was able to take a peek, and oh my god, it's huge. It's like 1.5 times bigger than this room. I honestly think that I should just rent that room and move everything over there. But honestly, at this point, I already have this room. I'm already used to this one, so I'm just gonna stick with this one. But damn, that room is bigger, way bigger than I thought it is. And now my room is just completely jam-packed with shit. It's completely every inch, every surface area, almost. So that's one thing. The other thing is, what's the other thing? I forgot, honestly. Yeah, I finished dinner, which is potatoes with butter and garlic, some Korean pork, bulgogi pork, and some broccoli. I realized I have a lot of meat. Like Korean beef, I bought from H Mart like a whole week ago. I still haven't finished it, which is bad. You don't want to store meat in the fridge for too long, even though it's already cooked, but still, So, yeah. But I feel like I'm doing pretty well on money. I do really need a job. I'm going to send a bunch of emails regarding jobs. Hopefully I get a job at some point, but again, I don't expect myself to get a job by this semester anyways, but I should at least try, But yeah, I think I'm doing pretty well money-wise, partially because I don't have to pay rent this month and in April, but also because I just cook so much food that it's okay. It's a-okay. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing else. Nada. Yeah. Going back to school tomorrow. Hopefully the second half of the semester would be more interesting to me. Join more club meetings. I paid $25 for APCA. I gotta join some club meetings. Hopefully I make some friends, some interesting people. I want to meet more Hong Kongers. And you know, Rachel is a good friend, I guess. Who's the other girl? Stephanie, she's a rich, out of touch girl, but I'm sure I can speak to her a little bit, but I highly doubt I'll see her all that often. I want a Hong Konger girl in film. That is not Rachel. There has to be one. Come on. Come on. We believe. Come on. Even if it's not in film, like someone else, but I prefer film because, you know, similar interests. And just, you know, make more friends in the second half and do more shit and sort of work out in the gym and all that jazz, you know. Maybe Glenn could be my workout buddy, who knows, but for now, this is it. Spring break. In comparison with the last two spring breaks I've had, honestly, this spring break might be the best one, simply because I am emotionally at the best place out of the three. The first spring break was depressing because I was so hell-bent on making friends, and I wasn't able to, well, look at me now. I got Cliff and Justin and all that jazz. Even though they're not texting me every single day, it's still good. And Michelle texts me nearly every single day, which is great. Second of all, there's also Potter. I just remembered I haven't Zelled Potter some money. Second of all, spring break last year was nightmare. Let's be honest here. Leslie, Film 33, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. But this spring break so far is probably the best one because I expected that half of it is just going to be me resting, and truly half of it is me resting. There are a couple of interesting moments like the Oscar watch party in Santa Barbara and coloring a short film with Cliff and Kiara, and you know, the end of Evangelion. There's a perfect balance between having a lot to do and having nothing to do. So yeah, and I was productive for the most part. I did draw a little bit, I did work out a little bit. I'm going to do some more today, but I did read a lot, I did write a lot. And by read I mean manga, by write I mean my short film, but still, I did do some stuff, and I think it's a-okay. So, you know what? Not a bad spring break at all. Hopefully next time around it'll be even more interesting. You know, if I had a spring break with someone, if I spend spring break with someone I genuinely love, who loves me back, that would be fantastic. Imagine all the things we can do. But no, because I'm lonely and sad and pathetic. But that's okay, because that's the ethos of being the detective. So, signing off. Culture Man here.